and then they get really mad when players don't come. Brooklyn went to the playoffs last year. The Knicks right now are known as the freaking black hole, man. They're the Cleveland Browns of basketball right now.
They messed up. Let me tell you how they messed up. They messed up so horribly with trying to get Kevin Durant. At first, they were interested in getting him. Then they wanted to see what the injuries were. And now they're trying to act like that, we didn't want him anyway.
They didn't offer him a max deal.
Why would you not offer Kevin Durant injured or not without a max deal?
So you want me to come here and you want me to take a pay cut to play on a losing team and a horrible organization?
Right.
Okay, no.
I don't blame him. I'm not going to waste my hard-earned career and my time with the Knicks.
You think about it. He's 30 right now.
Right.
He won't play this year, so when he comes back, he'll be 31. How many more years at a superstar peak level does he have?
Well, like 3 or 4 maybe?
Right. Is he going to want to play for... The Knicks are a horrible organization.
The worst.
No, I'm not coming there. You have no ability to sign any other player, and you want me to take a pay cut.
Nobody wants to come there.
So you want me to take less money just because you're the Knicks? Well,
That's very arrogant, ain't it?
Yes.
It's very arrogant, ain't it? Yeah. Yeah, it's like you're the worst team. You're the worst organization. You're the worst team. It speaks for itself. And you have the arrogance enough to sort of be like, well, almost to make it seem like it's a privilege for Kevin Durant
to go play for the Knicks.
To go for the Knicks.
Kevin Durant could play for any team he wanted to. If his agent called any team in the league and they said KD wants to go there, you know what they all would have done?
Open up their checkbook.
Yep, I'll make cap room. Don't worry, send him on.
Right.
And here you got the Knicks saying, well, you did get hurt.
That's James Dolan talk.
Yeah, we don't really want to give you the max. Okay, well, I'm not going there then.
Yeah, it's crazy to me, man. It's very, very odd how they are acting.
Now, do I think it's a good match between Kyrie and KD? I don't.
You don't think they won't find a way to get along scheme-wise?
KD had issues with Westbrook and OKC.
But Westbrook...
Kyrie, I think, is actually worse than Westbrook with this. Look what he did with LeBron.
You talking about what? Too many cooks in the kitchen? That effect?
And then you look at what he did this year with the Celtics, right? Like the Celtics were basically they made it to the final Eastern Conference Finals last year without Kyrie or Gordon Hayward, their two best players. And the only difference was this year Kyrie was healthy, and he just didn't want to pass. So, I just think, I don't know, man. KD needs the ball, and Kyrie wants to take the shots. Now, I'm not saying it can't work. If Kyrie changes his game a bit and lets KD get his shots off, it can work. But Kyrie in his present form, I'm very skeptical with this.
I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what they do in Brooklyn. How do you think they're going to play against the other, the bench and the other players and the stuff that's around?
What I don't know, because for the first year they're not going to have KD. So this season coming up, KD's not playing, and with just Kyrie and their bench, it's okay.
You don't think it's going to be like a Boston Celtics fiasco, do you?
See, I kind of think it's going to end up that way.
Really?
I mean,
even with the different personnel and
Kyrie
different players,
forces it this way, man. He had the best player on the planet on this team, who is also a great facilitator. He ended up jacking that up and ruining that. KD is not like, I'm not going to say he can't create his own shots, because he can. He's 6'10" and can hit jumpers. But he really, he's at his best. He's at his best when he has a facilitator to get him in the ball in open spots.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't know if Kyrie is going to ever be willing to play that type of role. Because you remember, Kyrie would have to, he'll have to take less points every game to play with KD.
That's true.
I just don't know if he's willing to play like that.
If it means he's closer to another ship, let me scratch that. If it means he's closer to another chip, he might be willing to make that sacrifice. If KD's putting up enough numbers, why not facilitate and
why
feed
did
him?
he do that this year with the Celtics? The Celtics were pretty good without him.
Well, I heard that he finally realized what the pressures that LeBron was dealing with, he was dealing with now, because now you're the number one guy.
Right.
So now you seeing some of the stuff.
But then he kind of shut down, and that's why I don't know.
You feel like Kyrie's a little bit of a basket case in that regard.
I just don't think he's ever going to be willing to pass up, to give up points, his points, to help facilitate something else. I think he likes being the focus.
So you think that could be detrimental? Well, it's already been detrimental in Boston. You think that's going to carry on in Brooklyn?
I think it'll carry on in Brooklyn too.
That's interesting. Now, I wanted to get your thoughts also on Kawhi Leonard. And the rumor is that it's not confirmed yet. I haven't looked on my phone. I haven't seen anything, but I heard that the Lakers is looking like a go.
No,
Either that or he's staying with the Raptors.
I don't think so. He talked to Magic on Sunday, and Magic basically told him that the Lakers are just a dysfunctional group. I don't know if Kawhi walks into that. Kawhi just won a championship without LeBron, without AD. Will it be more difficult this year if he stayed in Toronto? Maybe. Of course it will be. There's teams that loaded up. I still think he could do it, though. I mean, he's a sensational player. I mean, he's a two-way player who's also clutch. And he's unselfish. You know, that's unheard of, man. Now, the thing to me is you got to look at it like this. And right now, in Toronto, he will always be a legend. He will always be the guy. If you go to the Lakers...
You're the number 3 to AD and LeBron.
You're the number 3 to AD. Not just that, though. In the legacy of the Lakers, you're way down on the list. You're just the next guy.
Yeah, when you compare the list of Lakers that have come through.
That's what I'm saying. So you're just another guy for them. They don't...
It's not gonna. It's gonna hurt his overall superstar if he goes to the Lakers, because that lineage is too strong for him to really shine as a legend, as a star, if he went somewhere else.
Now, if he took, let's reverse that. Now, say he went to the Clippers. Say he went to the Clippers and won a championship.
Yeah, different story then.
Then he is the guy for the Clippers. He's their legend forever.
Right.
Like he is right now in Toronto. He would be that in the Clippers. To win a championship with LeBron and AD, it's just another, like you said, he's a third guy. He's not that credit's not coming.
And as talented as he is, I don't think he needs to be the third wheel to anybody. I think he needs
doesn't.
Right, I agree.
No, could they work? Absolutely. LeBron passes the ball, AD passes the ball. They play different style games. I mean, yeah, it could work, but why go be another guy? Why not stay the guy?
I agree. I definitely agree.
I mean, there's restaurants and shit in Toronto right now. He will be able to eat there for life, for free. I mean, I understand that doesn't sound like a big thing because of how much money he makes and all, right? But that just shows the love.
Right.
You know what happens with the Lakers? Say you win 2 championships. The minute you suck, they're billing you at the gym.
I mean, well, you can find a fickle fan base anywhere.
Well, but but do you think that would happen in Toronto? You know, all Toronto's ever going to remember is
he got us a ring. Right.
He won us our ring. Think about here. When Ray Lewis started slowing down and he wasn't putting up the numbers he had and all that, he never lost love in Baltimore.
Never.
He's our guy.
Right. We know he's getting older, but he's still our guy.
Right. No matter what, he's our guy. Ed Reed, too. That's our guy. Whatever. Yeah, we understand he's getting old, but you know what? We'll take that over. These guys been Hall of Fame level for us.
Right. And the football mind is great.
Exactly.
They can help out other players.
So, I mean, it's the same thing in Kawhi. If he stays in Toronto, say he loses 2 or 3 championships in a row, you know what they're all going to remember? He brought their first championship ever.
True.
He's now Michael Jordan. He's now the Michael Jordan of Toronto.
I mean, that sounds about right.
Like I said, the same thing happens for the Lakers. You're out. You know how much you get remembered? You're somewhere down that bottom where they're like, oh, yeah, he was on the championship team too. They got Kareem. They got Magic, Jerry West, Wilt Chamberlain.
And here's the crazy part. LeBron, up until this point, is at the bottom of that. LeBron's at the bottom of that illustrious list.
See, LeBron totally did this for other reasons. It was never about basketball.
Entertainment company.
Right. No, I'm not. That's why I'm not mad at
Entertainment
him.
opportunities. I don't blame him.
His production companies, his shows or movies that he's making, kind of requires him to be in L.A. The Lakers offered him the most amount of money to be in the city he wanted to be in. Makes sense. He knows he's at near the end of his career. Think about it. Carmelo didn't even play last year because no team wanted him. Dwayne Wade retired last year. He's the last of that 2003 class that's like superstars.
Right.
He knows his career's on the downslide. It's time to worry about what I'm going to do after basketball. You can't blame a guy for worrying. I mean, like, as a player, I'm not a LeBron fan.
But you respect him
but
as a
person,
businessman and a person.
I'm a fan.
Right. You can't. Nobody knock what he's done with humanitarianism or what he's done with
his companies.
Yeah.
The betterment he's done for people. I'm a fan. Now, basketball, I will never say he's not a great player. I just think he could have been better than what he actually. I think he could have been better.
Right. I mean, in certain regards, he probably could have, but you know that it's one of them things that remains to be seen. You know what I mean? It's one of them things where it coulda, woulda, shoulda in certain moments. You know what I mean? But
see, some guys are just born clutch, like Michael Jordan, where he will die to win. LeBron never was that kind of player.
He was more of a facilitator. If you got a better shot, I'll take a chance on you.
Like,
yeah.
See, it's funny because he never really worried about his legacy. I mean, I know he went to Airstrike finals, but to me, he never really worried about taking over the game. Like, he always deferred to somebody, and to me, I think that hurt his game because he was so willing to pass up the ball. Because there's times you have to be greedy in the NBA. In basketball, there's times you have to be greedy.
Right.
You have to know that I'm the best player in the world. I need the ball. I will make this happen. Like with Jordan, that never came into question. Kobe, that never came into question. Them two are killers, man. LeBron just wasn't that type of player.
Right. I get it. I get it. Definitely get it. It's time to move on to some movie news. So I wanted to ask you this. Do you feel Marvel was a little bit greedy to, re-put out a release for Endgame with a couple of more seconds and minutes of footage just to try to beat Avatar out as the highest grossing film of all time?
Of course. Of course they were, but can you blame them? Even Avatar's record is kind of suspect.
Depends on who you ask.
That's the thing, but it's still, I don't know. Yeah, is Marvel doing this just to beat Avatar? Absolutely.